Greetings again, my dear friends. Here I am again, Pastor Forbes from Jaama FM, our online radio and television station. We are just doing what we know will be of added value and benefit to us and to the wider community and as well the world. In this time when I chat with different people, whether they be Gambian, non-Gambian, whether they be young, old, whatever they're doing, maybe they have retired or they're on the journey in towards self-actualization, the import in my heart is to showcase and bring out and expose and celebrate what people have been doing so that we all look and thank God that we have so many good things happening in our country and around the world. And so I have had different people here, and I am grateful for the feedback we are getting, and I'm sure those people are also having feedback and connections, and it becomes a win-win for all of us. This evening today I have here with me a very precious lady. I've known her for many, many years, multi-talented, multi-skilled, educated. You know, I talk about people who, whatever they touch, has what you call the King Midas effect. They touch something, it works, it turns to gold. Christiana Mere, Mrs. Christiana Mere, is founder of RoLeSt Styles fashion brand. She is a caterer. I almost want to say a very good but reluctant caterer, but that's because she's quite busy. But her finger foods and everything is... She's a nutritionist, by the way. She's taught, she's lectured, and she works in that field. She does counseling. She is multidimensional, and I'm grateful for her, and of course her husband and her kids. So I want to bring her today, and we're going to start maybe with the fashion, and we'll go into nutrition, or nutrition into the fashion, because I can have her here for 2 days and we will not exhaust what she's doing. But Christiana, it's such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Wow. So, how did you get into fashion?
I started fashion a long time ago, unknowingly, actually. I just loved clothes.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yes, I love clothes. I loved putting fabrics together, the combination of colors and things like that. I just loved simple things. So I started a long time ago. I think even when I was in school, putting things together. And then I did home economics, of course, so home economics HTC before my degree.
So inspiration from your mom, your dad, your grandma, was a seamstress, anybody like that?
It just came. It was just
one
a
of
gift.
The things that God does.
Yes, sir. It was just a gift. I loved colors, matching things, accessories with, clothing and all of that. So that was just my thing.
I asked somebody the same question I want to ask you. So when you sleep at night, do you dream colors? Do you see combinations?
Yes, I used to. But now, because I'm into so many things, I don't anymore. My mind is so
Well, let me tell you a
things.
secret, Chris. What I used to do, sometimes I do, if I remember something that I think is a point to be preached on or be spoken, I get up, I type it, or I voice note it, because I'm sure when I wake up after stretching, it's gone.
It's gone, yeah.
But, wow. And so why home economics?
I did not, I did home economics in school, and I realized that I was very good at it, the clothing, the food. I was very good at foods and nutrition as well. So there were things I think I just grew up with at school, and then I even did HTC in home economics, so yeah, it's been there.
And I always like to ask this question. How is it possible for people who cater not to eat everything they are catering before they finish? Because if I was a chef, if I was a caterer, honestly, the smells that I hear and the thing, I'll just be eating one. And some foods are addictive. You eat one, spring rolls, you just keep eating. How do you manage that?
I think people are different. I just feel that if I'm just eating and eating, I teach that, I taught that in school, actually, that you don't, yes, when I was teaching foods and nutrition at Methodist Academy, you
so
don't...
fashion, HTC, Foods and Nutrition.
Yes, sir. So,
I'm sure we'll get to preaching very soon.
so,
So
yeah, I teach them that you only taste, and there is a way you taste as well. You know, so it's not like you're eating, but you're tasting. And tasting is actually it's eating, but it's not eating. You just want to know the taste of the food. You know, whether the salt is enough, whether the sugar, the flavors and everything. That is different from eating. You shouldn't be eating. You should taste, and then when the food is done, because if you're just eating, you wouldn't enjoy the food when you're done cooking. Yeah, so that's, for me, that's the thing. But that was something we taught at school, and so that's that.
Right. So we're going to go in and out of fashion and catering, and then so back to fashion. I'm biased. By the way, this is one of her shirts. I have several of them. My wife has several dresses. So, are you more biased towards the ladies' outfit or towards these things we are seeing here? Because these are for us guys.
I think men.
Why
I
so?
think men. It looks as if I'm more on the women's side, but I'm more. I love men. I love the colors that men
Or is
put
it
on.
because we are not complicated?
The-
Once you give us we wear, we are fine.
Exactly. I think that's maybe one of the reasons. Yeah, but I love sewing for men. They're just easy going. Yes, sir.
So what have you done when you've had a difficult client? Very likely a female, a woman.
Yes, I have a few. I've sacrificed a lot.
Okay.
If I, there's a way my business go. You know, I don't take fabrics from people. I sew and sell.
Oh, that takes me to the man I spoke about. A late friend of mine, he passed on 2014, Kofi Ansah from Ghana. He sewed a few shirts for me because my pastor used to wear his shirts and I liked them. And they fitted so well. And one day I was going to Ghana and I bought like 11 or 12 fabrics. And I thought Kofi is going to turn them around. He held one, he said, Pastor, this is not going to work. With his Ghanaian accent.
Ghanaian accent.
Pastor, this is not going to work. All 12.
Wow.
He said, look, you let me sew for you. Go and sell these things. So I'll sell them. I felt so embarrassed. But when he sewed, man, those shirts. So why don't you like to take people's fabric?
I am someone who is very busy, Pastor. This, I only do the sewing because I love it. I love, as I told you, I think it's something that is in me. There's a whole lot that go with, taking fabrics from people, and I just fear that headache, so I prefer, getting my fabrics and I sew them. And if you come and you see something that you like, that's easy. If it's tight, I can, adjust them, and that's it. But if I take your fabric and I spoil it,
yes.
So that's just the problem I'm running from.
So if I look at these shirts, like I really love this. This one, let me pull this. I really love this one. All right. So, can I call this smart casual? Can I go with this to a good function?
I think you can. It depends on how you match your
Maybe the
shoes
black
and
trowel and
black
nice
trousers and black shoes. I think
Wow.
you can. You can. It just
And
depends.
I realize these are one of the latest things I'm seeing. They look so
Yes,
cool.
It's nice.
I have a friend who wears this and they look so cool. Let me not
Yes,
spoil it.
yes. It's okay.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And then you also have this.
Yeah.
Wow, it's just so
And these
beautiful.
are expensive fabrics. These are very good quality fabrics.
Mhm.
I get them from a sister in the church.
Mhm.
She brings them for me from Nigeria.
Wow.
I buy fabrics from Gambia, but I'm trying to change my fabrics, the type of fabrics I use, my style and everything. So I go for high quality fabrics right now. So these ones are really high quality fabrics. You can hardly find
I'm
them
not going to ask you the
around.
cost of this, so,
Please don't.
so people don't run away. But
Please don't. But they are not
your
costly at all.
details are being scrolled, I'm sure, so people can ask you.
Yes.
Let me look at this one. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is when you get confused. Which one should you take? Just take all of them.
Yeah, take all.
So, how do you sew? That thing always. I remember my mom those early days. I'd see them with paper pattern cutting, and then it translates into this kind of. How do you sew? Because a especially when a tailor is measuring me, and then when they finish their writing, I said, no, write it one by one, because maybe you'll make him say, Pastor, this is my job, I know what to do. I shall be there 35, 14.3. How does that thing work? For me, it's a mystery.
Yes, so I don't sew. I have tailors who sew also for me. So I'm the one who choose most of the time, choose my styles, what I want. I do the combination of my fabrics, my clothes, any clothes you see, all the combination I do, and I choose my styles as well. So I do that. I explain to the tailors what I want, and that's it.
And they understand you?
Yes, they understand. They make mistake once in a while.
I was going to say, because sometimes I've had people who say, I'm on better idea. I had this idea, and then they wreck the whole thing. All right. And I noticed that I have not seen anything that is embroidered here.
I have. I do embroidery a lot.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So this, you brought a few things.
I have one. I have
Wow.
one in the suitcase. I can show you that.
Wow. So you have the machine that does it?
Yes, we have everything.
You're not into hats?
Not, Pastor, the business is growing, and I just see myself doing things I never thought I would do. So it's just like that. If I begin to do art someday, don't be surprised at all.
All right. So here we are. So on this table now, there is $20,000. Catering or fashion?
Wow. That's a serious question.
So both of them are competing.
Because I love food. I love talking about food. I love cooking. I love nutrition. I love fashion. It's a difficult question, but I think I'll tilt to food a bit. I'll tilt to food.
And I'm sure, because I know you are a nutritionist, so you're going on the healthy side.
Yes, sir.
So if I said to you, Mrs. Mary, I'm having a party at home and I want to let my friends taste the authentic benachin, which people call jollof rice. I don't know why. We don't argue with them because it's not anything to argue about. It's benachin, one pot. But I want you to make the authentic, original benachin that when you danka, when you make the ball with your hand.
See the oil dripping.
Thank you, man. The oil is going down. Will you do it for me, or will you go on the nutrition side?
I'll do it for you, but I'll do it my way. Because whatever food I cook, even if it's a traditional dish, I try to make it nutritious.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
So
you wouldn't
see joy out of what we know.
You wouldn't see the oil dripping.
Then it's not benachin.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe it's jollof rice.
Jollof rice and benachin, there's slight differences.
Ours is the original. So, but the oil, look, it's just a little oil.
Pastor, that will be going against what I do.
All right. So you're in the Wonjo, sugarless, baobab, sugarless, all that kind of thing?
Yeah, I go for those ones, yeah.
Wow. Are we winning this battle with health in the Gambia, from what you know, nutrition-wise? You've been here for about 30 years now.
Yes, sir.
So has our eating pattern become better, or are we still doing the same old thing and becoming predisposed to the same old health challenges?
Yes, I think it's getting better, but it's rather very slow, because people don't quite accept nutrition. A lot of people just want to say on the traditional way of cooking.
Okay.
So, bringing them out of that is really a problem, because I see that a lot with the patients I deal with. But
and it's not because it's expensive. You don't have to start buying air fryers and buying all these pots that, they say when you can fry the chicken, the oil from the chicken itself will fry the food. You see that kind of thing, man.
Well,
You have to turn the chungulu, the oil. But the people are adjusting, really.
Yeah, it's slow, but people are adjusting. It's slow, but people are adjusting. Because where I work, I've been there for 3 years now, and I think I've made quite a number of people change the way they eat. So I think we'll
Without
get...
a fight?
Without a, well, usually, at first it will be a fight.
Yeah.
They want the oil, as you say, dripping.
Yeah.
And for some people, if the oil does not drip, it's not tasty. That is not the dish we know. So, but gradually we're getting them to understand that that oil is not good for you. And that is what is causing your problem. So if you want to get well, you have to change that.
Along with the sugar.
Along with the sugar as well.
So, attire. Do you think we're ever going to get rid of attire in this country? Because attire has a lot of sugar.
Yes, we'll get there, Pastor, because quite a number of people still drink attire, but with less sugar. Now, that's what we're trying to do.
Right.
Because you have to look at, the attire is from herbs, and herbs have a lot of polyphenols, which are very good for us. They prevent cancer, and some of them help to manage blood sugar and all of that. So you want them to get that. It's almost like a traditional hot drink, so you don't want them to miss that. So, okay, do your attire, but then please leave the sugar out, especially if the person has to manage it. These are sugars, so the person is diabetes.
Modified
Diabetic,
attire.
rather. Yeah, modified.
But,
yeah.
But you certainly would not be thinking that maybe I should now put Candrel and those equal supplement sugar kind of things.
Yeah, some people do that. Some people do that, and I think it's better. It's better.
I remember one day, well, not just one day, a couple of times I've tried to give you a ride home, sometimes alone or sometimes with Angela, and you just say, no, you're going to walk.
Yeah, because I know what it means. I know the value of that short walk. I know, because
fashion, exercise, nutrition.
Nutrition is all in that. You have the food, you have the exercise. It's all nutrition. So you can't take exercise out of nutrition. It doesn't work.
Don't talk too loud. I'll get into trouble here. Really?
Yes, sir. It doesn't work. There's so much,
benefit.
Things about sports and in nutrition. You can't. They go together. If you eat without the exercise, you will see minimal change in your blood sugar, your blood pressure numbers, and things like that. So they must go together.
Okay, let's come back to fashion because this one is touching me. Yes. So, favorite colors?
For me,
Yeah.
purple.
Okay.
I love purple, but then I love purple. I love brown, anything brown. But I don't mind. I try to experiment colors, So, but my favorites are purple, brown, and blue. That's why I love sewing for men.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me ask you this question. I asked somebody this same question recently. Somebody comes to visit you and your husband, and they bring a gift for you, and it's a dress
Yes, sir.
or a jacket and skirt. It fits you, but the colors are all shouting. You literally need dark goggles too. What do you do?
Okay. What I'll do.
Would you wear it?
Come again, please.
Would you wear it?
I'll wear it, but I'll modify the style. I'll add something that will calm down the bright color. Maybe if it is something I can put a jacket over, I can just put a black jacket over, or something quite not shouting, to just tone the color down.
So if somebody came and said, look, there's a wedding, it's the wedding of the year in Gambia, Damadem Chris Dimbalema, and I have this nice, shocking orange high heel shoe, and my skin tone is dark, what would you sew for her?
She has orange
Orange.
shoes, and her skin tone is dark. I'll mix the orange with a black. It will still come out, and it will match with the shoe.
Earrings?
Earrings, I'll take a black mixed with gold.
So you are seeing the thing now.
Yes, I'll take a black mixed with gold,
Wow.
and then maybe a similar necklace.
I can even see the person as you are talking. So let me ask you this question to Chris. There are a lot of people I'm sure you've helped, young, old. I mean, I'm saying we love these shirts. I preach in them when I travel. How do you feel when a customer just says, look, I felt good wearing this thing? or somebody's husband says that, compliments your husband, or somebody's wife says, Reginald, ugh, how do you feel?
Pastor, that is what my business is about. My business is not about what I get financially as like profit. That is not what it is. It is the passion, seeing people wear my clothes and they look good in them. Most of the time I sew clothes and I don't make anything, honestly. I don't make profit. Sometimes you may be shocked. One shirt, maybe if I have 200, that is huge. $200 is as profit. That is huge.
You got to balance this,
Pastor, that's one of the aims of the business, for people to have decent clothes at cheaper costs.
And there are people who fit what I'm saying. There are people who have come to you and said,
several.
Thank you.
Several.
Okay. Now somebody calls you on Friday midday.
Yes, sir.
No, then you'll be at work. Somebody calls you on Saturday midday and says, Chris, I've just been called to State House tomorrow morning. Please, whatever you are doing, make me look good. Basically, how do you deal with last minute requests? Do you turn them down to keep the integrity of your business, or would you bend over backwards and do it and charge?
It depends. It depends. Most of the time I have clothes, already sewn clothes. So I'll ask the person to come to my house and look at what I have. If they are it's not like okay, if they are not okay for whosoever the customer is or the event, I'll see if I can make something in a hurry.
All right. I know you said you have your tailors.
Yes, sir.
And the tailors were not available. You'll do it yourself.
I really don't have no, I don't. Because Pastor, I told you I'm busy. I have patients calling me all the time. Oh, I want to eat this. Do you think it's okay? Or diet plan and all of these things. Wow. So I am a very, very, very busy person.
Okay. So you would.
But sometimes I make meals, diabetic meals, for patients as well. If anyone wants, I do that as well.
Like what?
Plus, I just do things. I do
Findi
and just find a way to make it healthy, and sometimes just to give them examples of how they should be eating. Yes, some people want to eat sometimes snacks. They don't know how to get the snacks. I do all of those things.
All right, so I'm not going to spoil the fun for the young viewers, but I'm going to cover my mouth and ask, what about ebe?
Ebe, if you are to do ebe, I'll advise you to use something like sweet potatoes with the skin on.
Ooh, the children are just going to say, no way.
And, yes,
no way.
And even if you're going to add any other thing there, maybe I'll do it the Sierra Leonean style. Wherein you use the cocoyam, you use the sweet potato, you use a little cassava and unripe banana and all, You can use all of those ones and get a porridge.
So what about the crab and all those things?
You can have all of those ones in.
All right, so...
With little palm oil, very little palm oil.
That's you have to give it another name. That's not ebe.
And you can add carrots and all of those things. Yeah.
All right, young people, I hope you're hearing that. You need to sell this idea to the schools. Carrots in ebe?
Yeah, you can you can add, if you don't mind, you can add that. You just want the dish to be as nutritious as possible. That's what you're looking at. So you don't just want the cassava that is full of starch and that is glucose, and that can cause glucose spike,
Metformin.
Metformin, and,
And then you can't fit in these things.
You see, so...
Wow, okay.
Especially if you're someone who wants to manage your blood sugar. For these kids, they can eat their cassava ebe, and,
We all thought that you can eat it the way you like. And then when you get into your 50s and then you start wishing you had not done
Pastor, it's not even in your 50s. Now, you realize that research are showing that people, the teenagers or young adults are even having type 2 diabetes. Yes.
Wow.
They're having type 2 diabetes. So they should also watch what they eat.
All right, okay. So before people say that, Pastor Forbes, all right, so I'm going to do something that you are not expecting me to do. You used to sing.
Yes, sir.
So, foods and nutrition, healthy meals, fashion, teaching, wifing, mothering,
Consultation. Diabetic
consultation.
management.
Why are you not singing? We don't have any album of Christiana.
Yes, and Pastor, that is the part of my life, you know, that is dying,
It must.
that is dying, because, you know, I write songs. I have a lot of songs,
So
of
where are
songs.
they? Which briefcase?
And that is the part that's really like, that is the talent that seems to be dying, you know, and I'll find a place for it.
It has to come.
So
It has to come. Can we try now? You want to sing?
my voice is not right.
Yes. All right. So Chris,
Yes, sir.
do you have clients from outside the country?
Yes, I have. I have people who buy from me and sell outside.
And they sell outside.
Yes, sir.
So you have a website, you have a Facebook page, or you are not yet into this?
Not yet,
All right.
but
So
I'll.
it's
I'll
connections.
Yeah, yes, I'll go into that.
All right. So there was something that happened. I think was it GIPSA or some economic forum, something that happened recently. You are not a part of. Or have you been to the trade fair, any place like that?
No, not yet.
Busy again. Busy. So any of the kids picking this up?
Yes, Steph is very much, and I think she's going to be better than me.
And
Steph,
she sings.
She sings, yeah. Steph.
Hi, Steph. Keep the singing going.
Steph
All right.
is very much into fashion. She does jewelry, and she's very much interested in. She knows how to combine colors, and yeah, I think she's going to pick this up.
Right. So when you sew shirts like this, for example, your guinea pigs must be Reginald, Leslie, Rodney, and they have to wear them. So what happens if, let's say, Hobby wears this one and he just says, "Look, I love it." It goes to him.
He pays for them.
Excuse me?
He pays. He does that. That's even if I tell him to take them for free, he ends up paying.
Can you say that again? Your husband pays
He
for
pays.
this?
He just wants to pay.
Ah, I
Like,
see. Right.
yes.
And he doesn't deduct it from the fish money.
No, he doesn't.
And if... I'm really intrigued with this. I really want to say that it looks so straight, so nice. Did you handpick your tailors? Did you train them, or God just blessed you with good tailors? Because I know people who fight their tailors. They're going to the police. They want to go take them to jail. The tailor disappointed them. The material was lost. How are you and your tailors?
Pastor, my tailors are just wonderful people. In fact, several times I've thought of, going out of this thing, like dropping it because of frustrations and, but they encourage me. It's like each time I talk about leaving the business, there's a particular one who always wants to cry that please, So God has blessed me with very good tailors, who work very well with me, and yeah, we have a very good relationships.
Wow. And 5, 6, 10 years from now, is this going to be full time?
With nutrition?
Okay, yeah. Remember the 20, how much did I say? 20,000 is still on the table.
Yes.
You have not yet decided.
Yes.
But honestly, Chris, it's going to be one or the other.
Pastor, I think nutrition, because I've come to realize that with nutrition, I'm able to help a whole lot of people. That was why I went into clinical nutrition as well.
Okay.
And I did human nutrition.
You did your
And
masters.
yes, and I did another master's in
By the way, any
nutrition.
PhD?
Pastor.
Yes. The people that do them have 2 eyes, 1 nose, 1 mouth like you. Mother, wife.
Nutrition is heavy. I don't know.
Chris, you've done your masters. Come on. Tell us, we want to hear Dr. Christiana Mary.
Maybe someday. I'm
And
not
then
too
I
sure.
hope you won't branch into lecturing.
That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to lecture before this. I never thought I was going to do clinical nutrition. I never thought of that. I just wanted to do my master's and then become a lecturer in nutrition. And
but you're helping a lot of people.
oh yes, and I really love what I do. I really passionately love what I do, if I can add that.
Wow.
Yes, I love it
So when you pray, what do you tell God
so much.
about this business?
Yeah, I pray for my patients a lot. I pray for my patients that, God, because, dealing with diabetes and hypertension, high cholesterol and heart disease and things like that, even kidney disease, is a whole lot. There's a whole lot of psychological effect that it gives to the patient. So I pray for grace that, God will help them to know what to do. Because they'll come and you counsel them, do this, do that. But if they don't have the grace to do them, some of them will come and tell me, you've told us everything, but it's difficult, So you just keep tapping them on their backs and say, this is the way to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me bring this to a close and ask you, what are Chris's hobbies?
The things we spoke about.
Cooking.
Pastor, I love singing. What I don't do is what I love the most.
So I'm sure in the house you are chanting everywhere.
All the time. All the time I'm singing.
Okay, I'm going to take you up on that.
No, Pastor.
I'm going to take you. You know
I love singing.
I'm going to take you up on
I
that.
love singing. I can sing the whole day. I love singing. Even in the office, I sing. I'll just be like humming, and I love singing.
Okay, so you got to sing. You got to write more songs, record something. And what would you say to somebody who, in your own experience, has probably walked through your journey? What should they do to maintain stability in what they do? Because maybe some other time we'll talk about that, but I see resilience in you. I know you are, it's like, no, it's not in your dictionary, it's not in your vocabulary, and you have stayed the course, fought through, a mother doing her master's, and now we are talking PhD. So let's say this camera, Mrs. Mary, before we finish, a young lady who thinks maybe life is unfair, maybe things have gone wrong, business has failed, the last quarrel with the client for their thing, or there was something that happened with the catering, or life in general. What would you say to them?
Yes, sir. Pastor, before I go to that, I want to thank you.
Okay.
I want to thank you so much. Your teachings has helped to make me who I am today. And I think someone else said it. Spoke about it, Mrs. Richards, my sister. Yeah, she spoke about it now doing her PhD, and she's almost done. You've sown in us a whole lot. Quite a number of people in our church have gone up in life because of your teachings. And I am very grateful, extremely grateful, honestly. And to the viewers, I just want to say, if you're talking about the young people, I want to say to women. When I was teaching, I thought I wanted education badly. I taught at Methodist. I taught for about 21 years. Yes, before going to do my master's, and then I did another master's, and then postgraduate diabetes management and all. So
you're definitely going to do a PhD.
Yes, so if I did it, you can do it. That's all I can say. So maybe there's a woman who feels, I can't make it. You can.
I'm married, I have children.
You have children, and I don't have a full-time maid. When I come back from work, I'm coming to, I'm the maid. I'm doing all of that, but I make time to study. I make time to do.
How do you discipline? This is compartmentalization. How do you discipline yourself? And you have a husband who is always traveling.
Yes, sir.
How do you
Pastor, honestly, I don't know. I think it's grace and passion. For anything, if you're passionate about something, you find time for that thing. That's what I believe. I think for me, that is what it is. I wanted education badly. I just knew that, God had given me what it takes for me to get more education. So I wanted to tap into that. And then with this thing, you ask, when do you have time to even begin to cut? Middle of the night, when my husband and children are sleeping, I'm on the floor cutting my materials. I'm cutting, putting things together.
That's the Proverbs 31 woman.
Yes, I'm cutting and tying them, and then putting aside, call my tailors, this is what I want. this is how this should be done. And then I have time for my studies as well, and I'm cooking meals for my children, and sometimes I have catering to do for some people. So I think it is passion and grace. And
why am I even smelling something like interior design? You know, you look like somebody.
That was something I wanted to go into as well. Because, you know, in home economics, you have home management, you know. So in home management, you have all of these things.
All right.
So that was something, flower arrangements. Those are things, if I have time, I would love to go into.
All right. So they should not give up.
Pastor, you're telling me about a PhD.
Yes, and so, a book.
Yes, yes. Dr. Baji is talking about that one. I should write
a book. Has to come. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Mrs. Christiana Mary. I've known Chris for almost 30 years,
yes,
and
sir.
I'm grateful because, yes, as I always say to people, the people who are making it in life have two eyes, one nose, one mouth, 2 ears, like us. It's just determination, it's zeal, it's intentionality, it's not taking no for an answer, it's being dogged, and it's knowing that there's a time that things will turn around. The hard work always pays. Chris, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Pastor.
This, ladies and gentlemen, her details are being scrolled. RoLeSt styles. Talk to her. Change your dressing. Look cool. Look great. Look as phenomenal as she does. And buy these things and share them with friends and talk about it. I'm sure her deal dates are on, so you'll be able to contact her. Chris, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Pastor. Thank you so much.
I want to call you Dr. Chris.
Oh.
You never know. Maybe I'm your prophet.
Yes, sir. You've been my prophet a long time ago.
All right. So the next time maybe we'll have Dr. Christiana Mary, PhD. Wow.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
okay.
Sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. I have somebody else coming. We are going into the law, into the legal fraternity today. So let's chat. And please share and reshare and repost. It's a win-win for us all. That's how other countries have made it. We look inward with the grace and the goodness of God, celebrate each other, lift each other up, do a win-win. And the higher you take somebody up, the higher you also go. All right? Ciao. See you shortly. Stay tuned. We are coming again in the next few minutes. Have a good day.